Let's talk Coppa Italia. First leg semi-final, Inter against Juventus. Jules, Inter take the lead, and they can't hang on to the lead. Not good.
Not good. And it's not the first time, but two huge mistakes, really. The first one, Ashley Young. Not really sure. Did he really think that there was no better way of defending on Quadrado on that cross?
What, than holding his hand and pulling him back? Antonio Conte came out and he said, we gifted them 2 goals.
Yeah.
And Ashley Young made a mental error. But I hope in this small way, this goes back to this notion, this obsessive fetish that Conte and others have for experience, winning mentality, battle hard. I'm not having to go to Ashley Young. But Ashley Young has all those things, and he made a stupid mistake. He made a stupid...
Not as bad as the mistake for the second goal, right?
Well, but then we can talk about Bastoni's inexperience and blame it on that.
Yeah, but Handanovic has to shout or scream or cry or sing or, I don't know, anything.
Yeah.
To avoid that misunderstanding. And then Cristiano, who's obviously so intelligent and can sense those occasions.
And by the way, Cristiano has wheels too once he gets going, because he doesn't just get in there, but you see how quickly he goes around.
Yeah.
Tremendous finish. Cristiano, of course, also converted the penalty there.
2 goals for him.
It's 2 goals for him. And this was after a period when he'd been a little bit quieter. There's an interesting piece in Gazzetta about the relationship between Cristiano and Pirlo. Obviously, nobody in the world likes getting substituted. And there have been a few times when Cristiano's grumbled a bit when he's been substituted.
Yeah, we saw it with Sarri when he even went straight into the dressing room.
But it's different now with Pirlo. And they suggest that fundamentally footballers, obviously they respect great managers, but they also respect managers who've been great footballers.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And they argue that Pirlo has the gravitas of the ex-player.
Yeah.
And so Cristiano's not going to go and make a fuss about that.
Although you could see on his face, and then you can see that as he's walking out, he's thinking, okay, what I'm going to say, what I'm going to do. He knows that the camera is on him, and then obviously he put his coat on, and then Pirlo arrives, and you can see he goes like, oh, come on. And then he's fine. You know there won't be a clash like there could have been with Sarri, for example.
Also, Sarri has a temper, and Pirlo's the great bearded stone face. So.
Of course, but I thought, as much as I love Barella, and he was key on the Inter goal, I just don't think he can do everything on his own. And when Juve has a very energetic midfielder like they had in that game, and I think McKennie is great at what he does well, I think it's difficult for Barella on his own to do something. And I think as Inter had chances in the second half, and they could have scored another goal, and Buffon made a great save to sort of redeem himself from the first goal. But I just think there's still an issue for me in that midfield for Inter, and maybe Eriksen could have come on earlier. I don't know what you think.
We can't go back to the old Eriksen chestnut.
No, but you see what I mean? There was a point where, that's where they lost the game for me.
I think it's also a lot easier for Inter to play when Lukaku's up front than when he's not. I think that actually makes the midfield better, because most of the time you can just get in a general direction, and he's going to at least hold it up and not lose it and do something useful to it. I wonder, we've talked about Juve's progress. That said, and I know obviously there were some changes, and it was the Coppa Italia, so there was a bit of squad rotation. But in the second half, I don't think they are where Pirlo wants them to be. No, Pirlo does not want to have them sit back and defend a lead. That is old Juve. That's not where Pirlo wants to be.
I agree with you. It looked like they stopped playing. They really did at half-time, and maybe they thought, okay, we're going to hit them on a counter and this and that. But it was a very dangerous game, I thought, that second half, because, again, that huge save from Buffon, if it's 2-2, it changes a lot for the second leg. So maybe in the way they have to control second halves and games by playing higher up, keeping the ball better, because they could not keep the ball really in that second half. So, I mean, as we've said, it's a work in progress. They still have a lot of work to do to improve. But going to San Siro like this, even in the Coppa Italia, and winning the way they did in that first half especially, I thought was really positive.
Yeah, and I think it gives Pirlo sporting capital, it gives him credibility, and a lot of those people who were just, really having a go at him early in the season, now I think it makes his message more powerful when he tries to talk to the players.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.